Hello and welcome or welcome back if you're new here. Hi, my name's Caitlin. I'm the owner and maker behind Little Women Creations. Today's video is another market vlog. I'm getting ready to go to the summer series hosted by Milwaukee Makers Market here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'll be set up tomorrow, August 5th at the Deer District, which is our downtown dining experience district, if you want to call it that. It's set up right outside of our NBA arena, Fiserv Forum. So I'm really excited for this. It's going to be another summer market for me, I think. So it's one of the last events I have to take a tent to. But I figured it's the night before. I need to pack up my car with my non-product items. I usually like to do this because I bring my product in last. It's usually the first thing that I take out. Someone can watch it, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bring you with me as I pack up my car for the night before my market. I'm sure you saw a little bit of this behind me in the intro, but this is my craft closet. And if you haven't seen it before, it's constantly a mess. Part of the reason behind that is because this is the only space that I have for my small business. Now I do have a little cart that I bring with me that sits next to the spot where I sit on our couch so I can work on product and stuff in the evenings. But this is where everything is stored. Every time I take stuff out of it, my partner is always amazed with how much I actually fit in here. I try to take advantage of every inch of this entire room. Very small. The door doesn't close properly, so I have it taped. But I'm gonna need to grab, use my finger here, this table. I need to grab my shelf. The space behind these scarves and then the two yarns is where my tent is. I have to grab that as well. So that's gonna be coming down with me. I have some new brown paper bags that I ordered. Gotta bring those with. This white polka dotted bag is all of my day of stuff. So I have gift bags, I have my square reader, my rechargeable battery, which I'm gonna grab that to charge tonight. I also have business cards, some chalkboard signs. So I'll grab that as well. I'll probably go through that tonight just to make sure everything is in there. The other thing I'll bring, if we kind of pan to the floor here, I'll turn around, is this bag. This is the display items that I use. I also have this shelf, which stands horizontally. Behind this door that says the office, I do have a grid wall. Let me stand over and show you. I've been storing it behind here because it's very tall and I don't have a designated space for it yet in my craft closet. I really want to bring the grid wall this market. If you watched my last one, you'll have known I talked about it, but I didn't bring it. Part of the reason I didn't bring it is because I can't find the hardware for it. So I have to bring that if I can find the hardware. It does have two legs with it, which, if I stand back over my display items here, are down here. Again, I just kind of threw them somewhere where they would sit, but that's everything I'm going to bring tonight. Now, this is a product box, and there's one more box underneath that's filled with product. I have the lovely Teddy that joined us. And then that over there is product as well. I need to label that strawberry, get it all set and ready to go for tomorrow. But if you can see, there's like one box lid that's open, and then there's one that's closed. So there's two boxes over there, but I am only bringing one, which is the filled one. I'm not using the other one. I think that's everything in this closet I'll have to bring, maybe as I'm digging through the piles down here, but this is my winter, the striped bag here is all my winter products. This is very, like, that thick blanket yarn, so that, right, it's like, it's this, actually. This is what's in there, except it's shades of blue. So that I don't need. This is all my scrap yarn, which, not sure what's going on with that. Cotton yarn that I can use to make like bralettes, the sneak peek top, that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's just get everything out of here for the market. wanted to show you what my closet actually looks like when you can see the floor. This is the space. I kind of did a little reorganizing of this, just cleaned it up. I found them, at least I think these are them, for the grid wall. So I'm going to test that tonight just to make sure I can put it together, and then we'll bring it. But you can see on the floor here I have these little shelves, which these fit in an old shelving rack I used to bring to markets. They work great. They're going to look gorgeous on the grid wall. So I did grab 8 of those to bring with to put on the grid wall. I moved the table, and like I said, I use every inch of this little closet, and these, which are my shipping boxes, sit behind them because they're too awkward. They can't fit on the shelf, they're too wide. I also took out the big shelf that sits behind this yarn here, and if you can see, like I said, here's my little tent. So I'm gonna grab that. Everything in here will have to go back in to the closet, or it goes down to my car. So again, this goes down to my car. This entire stack goes down to my car. Here is my battery bank. We're at 71% right now. I used it last market when it was at 100%, so I dropped almost just over 30% with it. So it's a good thing I'm charging it. All the yarn goes back in, which I'm gonna wait until my partner gets home to put it back, because I might just put everything back in my closet after the market tomorrow, so then I don't have to take this all back out to put everything back in. But I do have a market August 13th, so I don't know if it's worth it. We'll see though. This is accessories more for the grid wall. So I have some different IKEA things. So you can see here I have these nice plastic clips that can go on. I have these metal ones that hang like this, so those can go on. And then I also have a nice clip like the one that holds my flowers, so those can also go on. Lots of goodies. I am gonna put the nuts and bolts in that bag after I try setting up the grid wall tonight, just to be sure I can get it, because I don't want to bring it and then mess up, or it doesn't fit great in my car, so I don't want to bring it and then it just be a waste of space in my car. But I do have a good majority of stuff in the cart right now. I have my table, my display items. I have my hangers, which are the black felt here. These are the bags of that shelves I showed you. And then I also have my vinyl banner. I use just a rope, which is in here, to hang it up. It doesn't look the best, but it works. I also don't have the sturdiest tent, so I need to figure out something to hang that better. It used to go on my table. If you see, I have these nice magnets, but the magnets don't stick to the vinyl, so it's a whole thing. I'm gonna start bringing this down. I'm gonna grab the tent though, because the tent needs to go in my car first before I can put the seats down. One thing I've learned with my car, now that this is the 3rd event that I'm going to with my tent, one thing I love is that I don't have a wheel well. Because it's an electric car, I don't need all of the gas lines and stuff underneath, so it's flat. So I can just lay my tent right down, fold my seats down, and then I can start to fit everything in here perfectly. Now the one thing I wanted to show you is I do have to move my seat up and stuff, because after everything is laid down, the grid wall will lay across into my passenger seat. So it's not the best way to do it, but it's the only way I was able to transfer it before. I am going to move this headrest down so that I have a little more space above to like angle it. But again, my partner is gone, so I'm able to put my stuff there, load everything up, and then I'm going to show you what I keep in my car as well. So the few things that we have up here, I have 4 weights. These are each 10 pounds, I think. I'm required to have 25 pounds on each leg of my tent. So those are 4 right away, for 1 for each leg. And then I also have 4 sandbags that are 20 pounds each. Those are heavy. Those sit in the trunk of my car more. I also have this nice garbage can and then a big thing of hand sanitizer. I don't always put the hand sanitizer out on my table, but there are some events that still require it. So make sure you read the event email before you go. Now that the seats are down, I can show you what's back here. This is my shadow. First off, I have my sign. This I lay out on the lawn usually, or I lean it up against something. It's a great thing to pull people in. I don't rewrite it every time. I like how it's a little rugged sort of thing. I'm gonna move that. I also have those 20-pound sandbags back here. Again, there's 1, 2, and then there's 3 and 4 down here. I have my clothing rack. There's 4 pieces to it. So we have the base and then the sides and the top. I think the last thing I use back here consistently is this lawn chair. I do use the dog water bowl every once in a while, but that's not the biggest thing. So that's what sits back here. I'm going to flip this back over so it doesn't get scratched. I think the game plan will be to lay my table back here, and then I'm gonna grab my brown shelf still upstairs and I'm gonna lay that across this way just so that it's not as uneven. I had that problem last time where some of my stuff was shifting around a little too much and I didn't like it. I am gonna also utilize the space above the tent a little more. I didn't utilize that as much, but I really need to like stick some stuff in there. I think that the red bag over there will fit great in the middle here. I also moved that down just a little bit, so hopefully the grid wall fits in a little better if it works. We still have that if, but I think it'll be fine. The car is loaded. It only took me like 5 minutes to get everything situated, so that was great. I'm gonna go upstairs now. I'm gonna start loading this cart for tomorrow morning because I think all I'm gonna bring down tonight is the shelf, the brown shelf, and then maybe the bottom of the grid wall. But other than that, I'll just bring everything else down before the event tomorrow. A little different with this one too, I forgot to say, I only am bringing 1 table. I haven't been able to go pick up a second table, so that's why the grid wall is a little more important to me, just because that gives me the ability to put stuff off of my table and a little more up and vertical. Anyway, I think at this point, I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. Good morning. You joined me on August 5th, market morning. I just packed up the car. Hopefully you can see behind me. I have my grid wall. So I did find the nuts and bolts, like I said last night. I tested it out, kind of troubleshooted some stuff because the way I had it initially, it was not very good. So now we're good to go with that, which I'm very excited again because I'm only bringing 1 table to this event. So it currently is 7:45. I'm going to put my Starbucks order in, go pick that up, and then head to the venue where I can start setting up at 8 a.m. We just got to the venue. Again, this is at the Deer District, which is just outside of Fiserv Forum. That's where the NBA team, our Milwaukee Bucks, play. So really excited. I'm gonna start unloading. Usually what I do is I will unload all my product first because they have guards and stuff watching. They're not like actual security guards. It's just like people watching our stuff. I don't know why I quoted it like that. And then I will get the product out there first, get everything else out of my car. I'll go move it, and then I'll come back and set up. So I'm really excited for today. It's gonna be really nice weather. I think it's supposed to get a little warm, but I brought a cooler with some water and some sparkling water and some fun little snacks. So I'm excited. I have officially unloaded the car. I'm just parking right now. I'm going to take a moment, eat my breakfast, sit in the AC. It's very humid already. And then I'm gonna go set up and get on with the market. okay, let's talk about this market. It has been about 2 weeks. It's currently August 23rd. I just looked, I should know this. I did okay. So a little bit of what happened. My tent bent. It's really hard to say. I ended up taking it down. If that is something that you are struggling with at a market, be sure to talk with the coordinator, because sometimes tents are required. Most of the time, they're okay with you taking it down. In my case, the coordinator was perfectly fine with it. It was becoming more of a hassle for me to have to stand there and hold on to the tent. I couldn't help customers. Took it down, everything was fine. It was very windy the rest of the market. There were a couple other people that were also doing the same thing, having to hold on to their tent. I ended up being the only one that took mine down, but it wasn't that big of a deal. There were so many of us. It really didn't even stand out. I had 17 sales this day. A total of $327. My average sale was $19.24. So if I look, I was able to sell some things right away at 10 a.m. and then I sold up to 3 o'clock. So I did sell the entire event. I collected 40% of the sales through Venmo, which is quite a lot actually. $128 were from Venmo. I don't know how I feel about this. A lot of people think Venmo is no fees, and that's because those people use the friends and family side of Venmo. Legally, you are supposed to use the business side. I applied for an LLC. If I tried to use the friends and family side of Venmo, I don't think my taxes would be accurate. So I probably made closer to $120 from Venmo. Now, I do know with the app, when they pay, they scan the QR code I have, which is a free kit that you can get from Venmo. And I highly recommend it if you are doing the business Venmo, because it's free, like I said. If you're doing the friends and family, you don't get one. So anyway, rant aside. With that, they scan my QR code. It pulls up their app, and I don't have to input anything. I just tell them the value. I confirm that it went through, and then they get a tip page. I tell people that Venmo does take more fees than credit card, and obviously more fees than cash. So if they are paying that way, just as like a FYI, a heads up. A lot of people too have made comments that my prices are too low, or they not necessarily compliment me, but they do make that remark. And so for some of them, it is like a, hey, here's a few extra dollars kind of thing. It is possible I made more than $128. That was the purpose of that tangent. Next, I made 35% of my sales using card, and that was $111. And lastly, 25% was from cash, and that was $78. Now, because when I input the Venmo other category into Square, it doesn't take into consideration the Venmo fees. Because of that, Square only shows me the fees for using Square. And those, again, are just fees from my credit card transactions. So it was $3.59 in fees for a net total of $313.41. A fun breakdown. The item I sold the most was a 3-way tie, it looks like, between bats, ghosts, and mushrooms. So I sold 3 bats for a total of $60. One of those was a $30 bat, and 2 of them were $15 bats. I sold 3 ghosts for $45, and this one I know is my glow-in-the-dark ghosts, which are $15 each. I sold 2 bees at $20 each for a total of $40. I sold 1 of my really fun sneak-a-peek tops for $40, and then I sold 3 mushrooms at $12 each for a total of $36. Now, if you go in my top category, the top one were my plush items, a total of 19 sales. again, breakdown, we already went through the bat, the ghost, the bees, the mushrooms. I sold 1 eggplant at $20, 2 octopi at $10 each for $20, 3 pocket whales at $6 each for $18, 1 egg at $7, and 1 blueberry at $5. Those are all the plush items. Next, if I go into my wearables, that was the 1 sneak a peek top, again for $40. I had 2 that were uncategorized. One of them was a custom amount, so there was someone that did ask, because they didn't want to have to use a card, they asked if they could pay a total of $40 for 2 items, which was my $30 bat, and then they wanted a $12 mushroom. Now, I usually do not negotiate my prices. In this case, because I knew that they really wanted to pay with cash and not card, I accepted it. It was $2. It wasn't that big of a deal. I was fine with it. So I put that in as a custom amount for $10. I also sold 1 pack of mystery scrunchies, and that is 3 to 4 scrunchies for $10. So those were the 2 in the uncategorized. And then lastly, I sold 1 market bag / tote, and that was a water bottle bag for $16. Overall, there was pretty good foot traffic. There was a big triathlon going on here at the lakefront, and there were a lot of people and families that came in their like fun little jumpsuits or whatever they wear, their track suits, and they came to shop. It also was the last day of the Wisconsin State Fair, so I was honestly surprised with the amount of people that were walking around and did walk through. I think summer markets, I've said it before, I just don't do well at summer markets, and I don't know why I continue to sign up for them. This was an outdoor event. I ended up having to discard my tent, which broke my heart because I hate throwing things away, and there was nothing I could do about it. I asked on my Buy Nothing Facebook page. No one wanted it. I didn't know how to repurpose it. I didn't want to store it. I'm sorry, this is my rant. I hate throwing things away, and I had to throw away this perfectly good tent that just did not work for me. Was probably not the most stable thing for other markets, but may have worked for someone who just needed a pop-up. Anyway, rant over. This event cost $75 to vend at, which is normal for the Milwaukee Maker Market fee. It has gone up every year. So when I started, it was at 55, it went up to 65, it went up to 75. I'm okay with this fee because I know where that money is going to. I'm not sending the money to some corporation in California, which is I Heart Indie Markets. I'm not sending money to someone outside of the city. I know that my vendor fees go towards the insurance for the event, the venues, and the marketing. It all goes back into the community. I'm not complaining about the fee for this market. I don't think it was worth me to pay that fee to vend. That was the purpose of that conversation. Overall, it was a really great day. I was able to meet some friends. I was able to interact with some new people. I got some good feedback on some fall items that I'm bringing, so I do have a list of fall items. If you want to see that video, let me know. I'm just very excited for this fall season now, which is where my mind is starting to shift. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening to the breakdown of my market. If you have any questions, of course, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'm sure if you have a question, someone else also has that question. I do know if you've stuck around here for a while, if you're already a subscriber, thanks again for coming back. I've been posting a lot of market vlogs, and part of that is just because that's the only time I have for my content is during those markets. I have one more that I need to film the outro for, do a market recap for, and that is for an event that was on August 13th, so about a week later from this one. After that, I have some other videos coming. I promise I do more than just market vlogs, but thanks for sticking around through this one. I appreciate you all. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already. It helps boost my channel, it helps get me into the algorithm more, and it also just helps build this community. I really enjoy the people that are regulars here that do comment down below. I look forward to your feedback, your questions, all that fun stuff. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed this type of content. Let me know you enjoy it, and I'll keep doing markets, which I'll do anyway, and just vlogging my experience. Thank you all again so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.